Why Venezuela's Supreme Court faces a rival court in exile. Venezuela's highest judicial body is not just at the top of the country's justice system. Today, it is also described as having partial recognition in competition with a Supreme Court in exile. That is the most striking detail about the Tribunal Supremo de Justicia, commonly known as the TSJ. According to the excerpt, the TSJ is the highest body of Venezuela's judicial system and represents the judicial power of the republic. That role is especially important, because the judicial power is one of the 5 powers that make up the Venezuelan state. So this is not a minor institution or a technical office hidden in the background. It is presented as a central part of the country's state structure. But the name it carries today is relatively tied to a specific constitutional moment. The excerpt says the institution became known as the Tribunal Supremo de Justicia after the approval of the Constitution of 1999. Before that, the body it replaced was called the Corte Suprema de Justicia, or Supreme Court of Justice. The source does not explain the full transition, the legal articles behind it, or the practical consequences of the change. So the precise fact to keep is this: after the 1999 Constitution, the TSJ name replaced the former Supreme Court of Justice. The present situation is even more sensitive. The excerpt states that there is currently partial recognition of the institution in competition with the Tribunal Supremo de Justicia in exile. In plain terms, the highest judicial authority in Venezuela is described here in a context where recognition is not uniform, and where another body in exile is part of the dispute. With only a few verified facts, the TSJ's story brings together institutional hierarchy, a constitutional name change, and a contested present.